The prophetic promise of Joel was to all flesh. Hearing God through visions, dreams, and even hearing his voice audibly is happening all over the world now. But there's a huge issue here. We need this one thing talked about a little more. So many people go unlearned or they'll go crazy just because of this one thing. See, what will happen is people will share their experiences with other people or believers, even people in the church, us Christians, and yet no one understands. This is a very strange situation. How is it that God reveals himself to all flesh through prophecy, yet when we converse with each other, no one knows what's going on? We know so little of the prophetic on a mass scale, yet on a mass scale, God is speaking to the world. Let me share another important side to this. What is God's goal in doing these supernatural things with us? The goal of what God is doing to you is to make you his vessel. Let me ask you this, and please hear me out. Why is there so much corruption? Why is there so much suicides? It seems as if the world is so evil, and many people will never come to God or believe in God because of all the evils all over this world. So they just give up. This is a hard issue, but I do actually believe we have an answer to these hard issues. Here's an important history lesson. Around 30 AD, a man came on the scene like no other. He was surely human, but there was one thing about him that was like no other human being that ever existed. He was born of a virgin woman supernaturally. And contrary to many strange beliefs, he was God becoming human. We got to see what God would do if he was here on earth with us. He healed every person among him. He cured every mental illness that was needed. He brought the heavenly down to earth with us. This is important because the reason why God often talks to you in these supernatural ways is that he wants to be revealed to the world through you. See, God is hidden and he's invisible. And what much of the prophetic is what is hidden or what has not been revealed. See, I believe that why God raises up prophetic Christians, seers, and prophets is to have a human vessel to connect to his creation with. See, this gifting that you have isn't just about you. This gifting is about service. You might find this interesting, what I'm about to share with you. There was a young kid who was born into a priesthood around 650 BC. He came from a lineage of those who served God in the temple, kind of like priests. One day he had a supernatural encounter that changed him forever. And he heard a voice that said, "Jeremiah, before you were born, I knew you. I sanctified you, and I ordained you a prophet to the nations." The young man replied, "I cannot speak, I'm only a child." See, here's what God wanted to do with this child's calling, the purpose of why he existed in a way. He said he set him over nations, to uproot and to tear down, to destroy and to overthrow, to build and to plant. So what is God trying to do with you? I mean, let's think about it. Why does he even choose us? What have we done that he would even want to choose us or to even approach us? Some of you love your career. Others of you love being a stay-at-home mom. Some of you want to be business people and have success in life. Some of you have your life all mapped out on what you want to do. But when God chooses you, it's to do supernatural construction in today's world. People need upbuilding. Demons need to be exposed. Christians need to know their foundation and what to stand on. You'll find that God supernaturally uses you to construct his world through his word. You might say, "I'm shy. I'm not the guy for this, God. I'm not naturally a vocal person, Lord. I don't even know how to speak or communicate." There might be some of you that says, "God, I have unclean lips. How could you use me?" What I'm about to share might be just for you. There was another kid, but this kid, his mother struggled with conception. So really he was born by a miracle. All his life and after his birth he spent in the temple. He was just different. He stood out from the pack. And one day God revealed himself to him. Samuel. The kid kept thinking it was his mentor calling his name over and over, but the mentor denied it. After several times, the mentor told him to go lay down, but this time when you hear the voice, say, "Speak, Lord, for your servant hears." Eventually the kid heard the voice again, and he did as his mentor told him. From then on, it was said that this prophet was established and none of his words hit the floor. But what caused this though? What made him this prophet? Of course, God, yes. But Samuel went from being an unsure person to a servant. Some of you are just spectators of God's voice. You get oohs and ahs when you hear from him, but few will ever want to be the servant of the Lord. Few will even ask to be God's servant. God is calling us to service. Think about this. Some serve in giving. They give money from their hard work and contribute to the kingdom. Some serve in teaching. They get training and become teachers of the gospel. Some serve in helps, etc. But then there are those who serve in prophecy. Ask Jesus to disciple you on how to serve him with the gift of prophecy.